Well, I'm sure most of you have seen it, but the coaches poll is out. So this is the first quote-unquote official preseason poll that has come out this year. You got the coaches, the AP, and then about halfway through the season, the playoff poll. Yes, I know none of them matter, but the playoff poll, just saying, the AP and the coaches, been around forever. I don't know why I thought the AP poll came out before the coaches poll. Did they switch that up, or was I just wrong? I was expecting the AP poll to come out first. But anyway, the coaches poll has been released, and there's a few interesting things on there. Most of you have seen it, I'm sure, and I'll put it up on the screen here during this video for you to take a look at. And I just put out my final preseason poll a couple of days ago, so we'll talk about some of the differences between the coaches poll and the Uncle Lou poll, which is really the only poll that matters, the Uncle Lou ranking. Anyway, we'll start in the top 10. There was some differences, right? Now, they had the same two teams, 1 and 2, that I had. They just had them in the opposite order, which was no surprise to me. They've got Alabama at 1, Ohio State at 2. I had it the other way around. I had Ohio State at 1, Bama at 2. Both the coaches polls got Georgia at 3. That's where I had Georgia as well. 54 first place votes for Bama, 5 for Ohio State, 6 first place votes for Georgia. So Georgia, I don't know, a little strange there, but Georgia actually got more first place votes than Ohio State. But overall, Ohio State gets to 2 ranking, Georgia gets to 3. There was one other team that received 1 first place vote in the coaches poll. Texas. I would love to know which coach ranked Texas number 1. Do you really think Steve Sarkisian would rank his own team number 1? I don't know. Was this an accident? I don't know who did this. Texas number 1. Where did Texas come in the coaches poll? 18th. Coaches 18th in the coaches poll, but they did get the 1 first place vote. I had Texas higher than 18, but of course I'm higher on Texas than most anybody else is. I had Texas at 14, but let's get back to the rest of the top 10 here with this coaches poll. So at 4, they have Clemson, and I've got no problem with that. I had Utah at 4 and Clemson at 5. So, I had Utah a little bit higher and Clemson the 1 spot lower. But if you go back even and watch the that video that I did, I said there's 3, 4, 5 teams that I feel like you could legitimately put in that 4 spot, and Clemson's one of them. I don't have any problem with the coaches poll having Clemson at 4, even though I had them a spot lower. They've got Notre Dame at 5, which is a spot or 2 higher than where I had them. Where did I have Notre Dame? I think I had Notre Dame at 6 or 7. I had Notre Dame at 6. So they've got Notre Dame at 5. I had them at 6. They've got Clemson at 4. I had Clemson at 5. They've got Texas A&M at 7. I had Texas A&M at 8. So very similar here within the top 10. They've got Utah at 8. I had them at 4. So that's probably the one that's the most off within the top 10. They've also got Oklahoma in the top 10. I did not have Oklahoma in my top 10. That's the one team they have in their top 10 that I didn't have in my top 10. They've got Oklahoma at 8. No, they got Oklahoma at 9. They got Utah at 8, Oklahoma at 9, Baylor at 10. I had Baylor at 9, Texas A&M at 7, Texas A&M at 8, Michigan at 7. Pretty close. They've got Oklahoma in there at 9. I had Oklahoma, I believe, at 15. So they're higher on Oklahoma, clearly, than I was. I had Oklahoma at 15. I mentioned already I had Texas at 14. 11 through 15 in the coaches poll, they had Oklahoma State all the way up at 11. I do disagree with that. I know they get Spencer Sanders back, but they're losing a lot off the defense. It's not that I don't think Oklahoma State's not going to be any good. I do think Oklahoma State's going to be good. But I think they're going to be 3 or 4 losses worth of good. I think they're going to win probably 8 or 9 games. I don't think they should be ranked 11th. Coaches have them ranked 11th. I had them ranked quite a bit lower. I had them at 19. So the coaches got Oklahoma State at 11. I had them at 19. They've got Oregon at 12. Of course, I had Oregon in my top 10 at number 10. They've got NC State at 13. That's fine with me. I had NC State at 11. My 11 through 15 teams were very hard for me to rank. I had NC State 11, Miami 12, Southern Cal 13, Texas 14, OU 15. They've got Oklahoma State at 11, like I mentioned. They got Oregon at 12. I had them at 10. They've got NC State at 13. That's fine. I had them at 11. They've got Michigan State all the way up at 14. Now, this is another one I've got a problem with. Again, I think Michigan State's going to be good. You know, I mean, they were good last year. I don't think they're going to be as good. I got Michigan State all the way down at 23. They've got them at 14. And then they got Southern Cal at 15, which I don't have a problem with. I had Southern Cal a little bit higher at 13. So there you go. That's 1 through 15. 16 through 20. Again, they've got Pitt way up here at, where is this? At 16, and I had Pitt much lower. I think I had Pitt 24. What did I have Pitt? Where are you, Pitt? I had Pitt at 20. So that's not too far off. They got Pitt at 16. I had them at 20. They've got Miami at 17. I think Miami's better than 17. I've already done a Miami prediction. I think they're going 10-2. So I think Miami could finish the regular season in the top 10 if things go well. I've got them at 12. The coaches poll have Miami at 17. They've got Texas at 18. Again, a team I had a lot higher. I had them in my 11 through 15 bracket. They've got them at 18. Wake Forest all the way up at 19. Now, this seems high to me, too. I know Wake Forest had a great offense last year, but I didn't even have Wake Forest ranked, did I? Yeah, I guess I had them 18. That's not too bad. God, I might have ranked Wake Forest too high, too. The problem with Wake Forest is, you know, everyone always says, well, they got a good offense, but the defense is terrible. I agree with all that. But then you go and you look at their schedule, and it's just hard to find a lot of losses on there, really. They might go 9-3, 8-4, something like that. But if they go 9-3 or 8-4, they're going to be somewhere, you know, in the 18 to 25 range in the poll at the end of the season. So, yeah, I guess that's not crazy to have them there. They've got Wisconsin at 20. I didn't even rank Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's going 7-5. Graham Mertz at quarterback. Yeah, we know they're going to be able to run the ball and play defense, but I think some other teams have caught up to Wisconsin. I wouldn't be surprised to see Nebraska beat Wisconsin this year. Wisconsin may lose to anybody they play from the Big Ten East. 7-5 for Wisconsin is what I have them at. I've got them unranked. The coaches have them all the way up here at 20. So the last 5 in the coaches poll. At 21, they have Kentucky. I had Kentucky at 17, so I had them a little bit higher. They've got Cincinnati at 22. They've got I didn't rank any group of 5 teams this year in my top 25. I feel like Cincinnati is going to take a couple of steps back. I do like Houston. We'll see what Boise State and Central Florida can do. Fresno State, Memphis. I think Houston might end up being the best group of 5 team this year. And honestly, Houston was the first team out in my top 25. If I would have done like an others receiving votes or whatever, Houston's right there. I do think you'll end up with a couple of group of 5 teams ranked in the top 25 for sure. They just didn't make it into my preseason poll. But they've got Cincinnati at 22. They've got Arkansas at 23, which is about where I had them. Where did I have Arkansas? I had Arkansas at 25. So Arkansas was my last team in at 25. The coaches have them at 23. Then they've got Ole Miss at 24. Wow. Not that Ole Miss couldn't finish the season ranked, but I don't know. I know they won 10 games last year. I don't know. We'll see. Ole Miss, I think, is a hard team to figure out. They lose the quarterback. Their defense wasn't great last year. I do have them beating Bama this year, though. So, I don't know. Maybe they are a top 25 team. I don't know. Didn't make my poll, but the coaches have them at 24. And number 25 for the coaches was Houston. Again, I didn't have Houston in my poll. So, the teams that I had ranked in my top 25 that the coaches did not have ranked. Penn State, Tennessee, and BYU. I had Penn State at 24. They didn't make the top 25 in the coaches. I had Tennessee at 22. They didn't make the top 25 in the coaches. Hey, Tennessee, the coaches just don't respect you. Don't know what to tell you. And I had BYU at 21. BYU unranked in the current coaches poll. So there you go. A rundown of the coaches poll in comparison to an actual ranking. Mine. My ranking is way more accurate than the coaches poll. I think everyone knows that. But it is fun to look at the coaches poll. Anyway, have a great day.